welcome to HCS Connects. I'm Kelly Gorel with Hampton City Schools. We've got a great show ahead of us as we have Dr. Jen Oliver, who is our Director of Community and Government Relations, as well as Terrilyn Williams, who is our school liaison with JBLE. So welcome to HCS Connects, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, very excited. So Jen, you are here as a school division employee, yes. And Terrilyn, you're here with Joint Base Langley-Eustis, but you're that school liaison. Correct. So kind of explain what those two things mean, like what are your roles? And I'll go ahead and start with you.
Okay, as you said, I am the school liaison program manager for the Langley side of Joint Base Langley-Eustis, and I'm basically that subject matter expert for anything pre-K through 12 education. My main role is to be that conduit between the installation commander, the schools, and the community. So I basically speak education to the military and speak military to the schools.
Very nice. And you work very closely with Dr. Oliver.
Absolutely. I work with Dr. Oliver. She has been fantastic in making sure when I've paneled PCS to the area that we're trying to support them in getting in the schools of their choice and making sure that those families are definitely taken care of. She has been magnificent.
Oh, all right, well, so you're magnificent.
Thank you. That's a great way to start today.
You're magnificent. So tell us about your role.
Yeah, so my role encompasses a lot of different community connections, and certainly one of the valuable partnerships that we have is with Joint Base Langley-Eustis, considering that they are here in Hampton.
Exactly.
And we provide opportunities for families, and Terrilyn has been excellent and instrumental in ensuring that we have a constant pulse of what is going on at the bases, whether it's families transitioning in, families needing resources in terms of special education, or families just needing connections to partners and resources in our community. And so Terrilyn and I have worked closely along the way for months now, establishing really a cohesive relationship between the base and Hampton City Schools. And we are really fortunate to have this partnership, as we see this as kind of that one community, one transformation mantra that we provide here for our families.
And we're definitely one community, one transformation. And Joint Base Langley-Eustis is not in our backyard. It's part of our home. Yes. Like, we're all in this together. Yes. These are our team members. These are our families. And just looking at our region as a whole, how much military presence that we have here. I mean, come on, we're right here by Norfolk, we've got Hampton, we have Newport News, So tell us, Terrilyn, a little bit about, that transition. Jen mentioned transitioning in and transitioning out. How often does that typically happen for military families?
Well, there are 3 PCS cycles now. It happens all year round,
okay,
depending on what their job duties are. But we have one that comes up, the main ones are in the summer and during that winter break. So we are coming upon a PCS season right now, and I have a couple of families, like April is a time that there'll be some transitions too. Most of the time we're getting those ones that are PCSing in, not so much as they're PCSing out, but definitely when they're coming in, they want to know about the schools. They know that they're assigned to Langley. They know that Hampton is literally that zone school on the installation. And so they just like to know that information about the schools so that they can just make the best decision for their children.
Absolutely. I mean, we always say when, a family, military or non-military, are looking to move into an area, what's usually the driving factor?
Mm-hmm. Education.
Education.
Yes.
Education, because you want your children to get a good education and being a safe and nurturing environment. So it's great to see that partnership. How can our community support military families?
Well, one of the very ways is what Jennifer is doing actually right now. Making sure that the connection is there with the district, and also showcasing all of the things, all the great and wonderful things that Hampton has to offer. One of the things that we absolutely love about Hampton is the fact of all of the academy choices. So that is one of the things that I present to families, especially those in that middle and high school level, so that they can see what options that they truly have with Hampton City Schools. We try to partner with some installation engagements, like we have a couple of that's going to be coming up for the month of the military child, but just partnering and doing initiatives as much as we can.
Well, and I have to put a, shameless plug in that Hampton City Schools is the only Ford Next Generation Learning Community in the Commonwealth of Virginia, that for our high school students, we offer 16 wall-to-wall academies with 44 pathways. So there's a lot of opportunity for students in Hampton City Schools to make them college, career, and life ready. So hopefully that is very appealing to our military families that are transitioning into this area. But you mentioned one key point, the month of the military child. And April is the month of the military child. And even though you are a military liaison, I'm going to switch it over to Dr. Oliver because I want to hear, what are we doing in our schools for month of the military child?
Yeah, so we are planning lots of different events. The first thing is that throughout all 32 of our schools, we want them to create their own experiences. And so we recently created a digital resource kit. It's focused specifically on opportunities, ways that the teachers, the faculty, the staff can engage our families, very creative, unique opportunities. So that is available. We are also partnering with different areas within Hampton City Schools. So for example, our food services is currently thinking of a really creative way to showcase purple foods for our students. And so that will be something that will be excited. Yes, yep.
I'm trying to think of purple food.
Yes.
I can think of an eggplant.
Right, yeah.
I'm not quite sure what else.
Yeah.
A grape, purple grape, okay.
Something else, again, kind of our partnership, we really want to ensure that we are aligning our experiences with those opportunities with JBLE. And so one of the things that we're going to be doing is on April 24th, we're going to have Take a Child to Work Day, and it will be our military children or military connected children, and they will be able to participate in a field experience at their parent or guardian's workplace. And so that will be something that we can showcase. In addition, we have opportunities where we are going to be having our veteran teachers that are in the buildings conducting announcements. Our JROTC programs throughout our 4 high schools are going to be doing some different interactive activities. So we really want we want to ensure that our military connected students feel valued because they are brave and they are resilient, and we want them to be acknowledged during that month. And then we also want the parents, again, to see Hampton City Schools as the place to bring their students, knowing that they will be taken care of across the board for all their needs and challenges.
Well, you mentioned April 24th.
Yes.
So now my mom was not military. She was civilian, but she worked for the Navy as a civilian. She's long retired. However, Terrilyn, would you adopt me? Because I would love to go to work with a military family that day. That sounds so exciting.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This was Colonel Altman's vision and idea, and he shared this with us. There is a national Take Your Child to Work Day, which is April 25th. We're doing it on April 24th because we have a lot of other activities that some of our organizations on the installation are doing, and so we felt that this was best to do. So yes, we would love, it is for military connected children, but it is open to any child who wants to come on the installation and take part in seeing some of the work departments that we do, and also to be able to engage in some activities that we have throughout the entire
You
day.
said child. I'm not a child, but it could be open to an executive director of PR marketing.
Absolutely.
Okay, just
you
making
are
sure.
invited.
Just making sure. And you mentioned Colonel Altman.
Yes.
Now, Colonel Altman was recently on a podcast with our superintendent, Dr. Raymond Haynes. We have a podcast called HCS Talks. It drops every Thursday, anywhere that you listen to podcasts. It actually just went live on March the 7th, was their conversation. And they talk a lot about, the supports, some of the things that we're talking about as well, but they talk about some kind of tidbits about the future of the base, different things like that. So I highly encourage this listening audience to jump over and listen to that conversation between Dr. Haynes and Colonel Altman, because that was a great conversation, and that goes live March 7th.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, and you also mentioned, besides April 24th and Colonel Altman, Jen, you said something about, our food nutrition services are going to try to do purple. Why purple?
So purple is the official color of the month of the military child, and
hence the purple shirt.
hence the purple shirt
Terrilyn.
today.
Okay.
And as such, the Virginia Department of Education recognizes April 17th as our Purple Up Day. So that will be, you will see across all of our schools, again, really exciting, fun opportunities that all of our schools will be participating in. One example is that we will have large posters. It's called Mapping Our Military Families, located in the front of every single school building. And so our military connected children, but also our children in those schools will be able to share where their families, their friends connected with the military have lived across the world. So we're just going to make this fun. We're going to keep on rolling through the month of April, and really just hope that we're showcasing how much we appreciate the sacrifices of all our military families and their children.
Well, and the city also honors Purple Up Day, correct? Because they kind of light up like the Convention Center, the Air and Space Science Center,
Fort Monroe.
So there'll be a lot of city buildings throughout the area lit up in purple too.
Yes. This is truly a community celebration, and we've seen that now with the Purple Star schools. We have 11 now designated Purple Star schools, and so again, it's the community supporting the work that our teachers are doing to really ensure that the social emotional learning and needs are taken care of our military, but also the collaboration that we have with all of our community partners in the base.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Purple Star schools, because yes, April is the month of the military child, but we want to support our military connected families 12 months of the year. That's just not 1 month a year that we're like, oh, let's put some focus here. And our Purple Star schools kind of showcase how we're supporting for 12 months. What is the process to become a Purple Star school, and why is that important to, like, if a military family is moving in, to recognize we've got 11 Purple Star schools?
Great question. Purple Star, the criteria, there's 6 criteria. Now, I won't get into all of them, but basically it is the schools have resources in place. They have a peer-connected club, which shows we connect those students when they come, and such criteria as that. And by being designated the Purple Star, our families look for that. That is one of the things that they look for on the website. So when you receive that designee and you have that star that's sitting there that shows that you are a Purple Star school, that's the ones that they target first, because they know that there'll be resources in place, there's support in place that will definitely meet the needs of their students.
And that's a national thing.
It is national, and Virginia is working towards being a Purple Star state.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure if you know, but Virginia ranks #1 with the highest military connected students, and 41,000 alone is right here in Hampton Roads.
I'm not, the 41,000 is like a wow number.
Yes.
I'm not surprised about you saying Virginia's #1, because I just even alluded to just our region, not even looking at like Northern Virginia where it's close to DC, but 41,000 here just in this region?
Just in Hampton Roads.
Oh, just in Hampton Roads, but not even the region.
79,000 in the state.
Wow.
Nearly 79,000. And I would like to go back to how purple came along.
Okay.
It is the colors of all of the branches of service, and when you put them together, it forms the color purple. And so that is how purple came up as the color for the Purple Up, and honoring those military.
And the Purple Star.
And Purple Star and all of those things. And the Department of Defense definitely designated this month, April, as that month of the military child, so that we could honor and celebrate our youngest heroes, which are our military students.
Because they are heroes.
They
deal with a lot.
They sacrifice and work
so
really
much.
hard and support their families.
I mean, you're looking at, and I'm not even hitting all of the important things, but you have a parent or both parents that are, you know, going out for 6 months or possibly a year. They're moving to school districts. I mean, I've heard of some military families that, like, they're on their 3rd school in 2 years' time.
Correct.
Things like that. There's a lot of sacrifice there.
We just had a family that was transitioning to Langley and then PCSing up to Fort Meade. Their
Stop for a moment. What is say that again?
PCS,
What is
Permanent
that?
Change of Station.
Okay, you've said that a lot. I want to make
Acronyms.
sure. Okay, all your acronyms. You have a lot in public education,
Okay,
and I
yes.
keep hearing you say that, Terrilyn.
PCS, I'm so
okay,
sorry.
so, okay.
So we had a family, and this just goes to show you how important this partnership is. We had a family that was transitioning their students from out of state, and were supposed to be enrolled up in Fort Meade. However, there was a little bit of a delay, and so we were looking at the reality that these young children, elementary school age children, we're going to be in 3 schools in a matter of 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Yes.
And that
My.
is a lot of transition. And so we were able to work together, and we were actually able to put these young people into our Flex virtual program, which then allowed them the opportunity to continue their education here, PCS up to Fort Meade, and then transition into their school time there. So we can really maneuver some very creative ways for our families and make them so that it works for those families. It's about taking care of all of our families and meeting those needs.
They truly are resilient. I mean, even just thinking about my own personal life, two people in public education, my husband and I, in the same house for 19 years. My son is 20, so he doesn't remember the house for the first year of his life. He hasn't had to do any of that change. His big change was going to college for the first time.
Yes,
Other than that, he
yes.
had that stability.
Yes, it's meeting new friends. It's getting acclimated in new environments. It's
New structures for schools.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and
There's different graduation requirements per state.
yes, and that is all covered by the MIC3, which is
Military Interstate Compact, which all 50 states have agreed to support military students with certain things that help them to level the playing field, just like you said. When they come to this area, let's help them graduate on time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see that being a challenge.
It is a challenge, and all the SOL testings that they have to do. Sometimes, a 12th grader will come in and have to take 9th, 10th, and 11th grade SOLs so that they can graduate on time and with the Virginia diploma. The MIC3 says that we can help those students take courses from their previous state, and they will graduate with a diploma from the state they came from.
Oh, interesting. Well, we've learned a lot of information. I'm so glad for this partnership because, as you just stated, the large number of military-connected families just right here in Hampton Roads, there needs to be processes and procedures in place to be able to really support those military-connected families and children. So thank you both for sharing. As we wrap up, is there anything else that you would like to make sure that you share with the listening audience?
I just think as a community, if we take care of our military families, the students, the spouses, that it allows the service member to complete their mission. And ultimately, that is what we are all here to do, is provide that mission essential personnel so that we are all safe on a daily basis. So that is our job, to help our families.
And I really don't have any much to add to that. Dr. Oliver said it all. I can tell you that the families, especially the family that you helped with that transition piece, he did make a phone call back to me and gave much gratitude to Hampton City Schools for really, really alleviating the big stress that he had on his plate.
Oh, that makes my heart happy.
Yes.
Well, thank you both for
Thank
joining
you.
us today. We appreciate your time and all that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
And thank you for joining us on HCS Connects. Remember, it's easy to stay connected.